As a kid growing up, I just loved playing the game of life. The amount of money you made was determined by picking a salary card. But in real life, there's a lot more than that. Money can seem complicated. So many women haven't been taught the power of money or how to manage it. And that's because historically, women have had to fight for it. It wasn't easy for us because until as late as the 1960s, we didn't even have the right to our own bank accounts. 40 years before that, we didn't even have the right to vote. So it's no small wonder that women need financial wisdom from other women, which is why I'm so excited about talking with Sharon Lechter. Sharon is a brilliant financial consultant who built an empire of resources teaching people about financial intelligence. Her most recent book is Think and Grow Rich for Women. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, or in between. It doesn't matter if you have a job or don't have a job. If you're a woman, Sharon will give you the confidence to work with what you have and help you grow your money or find creative ways making it. I learned so much from her in such a short time, and I'm excited to share her wisdom with you.
I'm Sharon Lechter. I'm a New York Times bestselling author. I've been a CPA for a long time, 40 years, but at 25, I became an entrepreneur and I've never looked back. But most importantly, I love helping other people create success in their lives, both financially and through owning businesses. I'm so excited today to welcome and host Lisa in my home to talk about financial literacy. So many women are in transition, whether it be through death, divorce, or other circumstances. I'm here and dedicated to your financial success, and I'm excited to share these things with Lisa today so that she can share them with you.
One of the biggest things I get from women clients is, I don't know how to manage money. If they had money, they either lost it because they were prey. You know, someone said, oh, you just got divorced, you have money, and then they spent it, did investments, or played the stock market when they don't know how.
So many women that go through divorce have not been the one managing the money. As women, we already comprise more than 50% of the managerial positions. We already own over 60% of personal wealth. And yet, we don't know how to manage money. Money is a life skill. The subject of money comes up and it's like, we don't talk about that. Or save for a rainy day, money doesn't grow on trees, pinch your penny. So you grow up with every reference to money being a negative one. And so you grow up with this scarcity mindset. And the topic of money creates this instant fear. As an adult, you're afraid you're never going to have enough money. And then when you do create success, you're afraid you're going to lose it.
Yes.
And that comes from this embed some subconscious reaction to the subject of money. And it's so much worse for women because so many of us give up that responsibility when we do get married to let the man handle it. And by doing that, we stop learning. I work with a lot of women that have come through on divorces and they're just so scared. Not only are they afraid about money, they've been through a harrowing, traumatic situation through this divorce, whether they have children or not. And then they're faced with this uncertain future. And many of them don't even know what they have, even after the divorce. Well, I'm not quite sure what I have, because they'll let the lawyers handle it. And then all of a sudden, they step into the real world and they go, well, from the lawyers, it goes to a new financial manager.
Yes.
And I say, stop. Yes, you want a financial manager, but you want to be in charge. You want to know what's happening. You want to know what you have. Figure out where you are today, and then figure out where you want to be.
So what would be a great 101 course for women out there today, including myself?
The vast majority of Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck. It's not what you do for your paycheck, it's what you do with your paycheck that determines your future. So if you ask me for my advice for women, it's number one, figure out where you are. Get somebody that is at least a personal financial planner. Also know what your own personal goals are. You know, don't let people make decisions for you. And if your financial planner's income comes from you investing with them, I think there's a conflict. Yeah. You know, pay somebody to help you go through your finances and look at it from an independent, and no commissions based on what you decide to do. Just to pay them an hourly fee to help you figure out where you are financially. When you have that kind of situation happen to you, divorce, death, or financial, it's not a definition of who you are. It's an occurrence.
That's very important. Yes.
Yeah. You know, a mistake is a learning opportunity, right? But so many women take it as they are a failure. and because they've gone through this guy doesn't want me anymore, or even if it's the woman's decision, it's like, who am I now? They define themselves as a divorced woman. No, something happened, you ended up getting a divorce, but you are still a strong, powerful being in your own right. Mm-hmm. And now make sure you're in the driver's seat from here on out. Tongue in cheek, say a man is not a plan. And particularly in finances, a man is not a financial plan, right?
And today it goes the other way too.
Yes.
A woman is not a financial plan, yes.
That's right. When it comes to money and through a divorce, I worry about the kids. Teach your kids about money, teach them responsibility, and agree as co-parents, even if you're not married anymore, to teach that responsibility and let the kids set a goal and achieve it, letting them work. And it's amazing when you see that self-confidence grow. When we say we can't afford it, that's a negative meaning. You want to kind of turn the lights off and get into a fetal position. Instead, say, how can we afford it? Because when you do that, your brain opens.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
And it triggers that entrepreneurial spirit. It triggers creativity and curiosity. Let them come up with ways where they can earn some money to get what they want, instead of you just saying, okay, honey, I'm going to go order it online. Let them set a goal, work for it, and achieve it. And you're going to see their self-confidence rise right in front of you.
Oh, yeah, I think that's beautiful. That is great. I know so many moms, we can't afford it. We can't ever go to a mall because then they want everything. We can't do this, we can't do that. Money doesn't grow on trees, everything you're saying, because so much fear, and I can't afford, if I pay for this kid, I have to buy something for the other kids. So that's a great way of saying, oh, if you want that, let's devise a plan. How can we do it? Then everyone's involved and it brings the family closer instead of depression that we don't have it. It's like, look, we get to play this game and make money. So tell me about fear. Women have a fear of even making a decision sometimes. If they have money, if they don't have money, it's like, if I spend it, I won't ever make it again, or someone's going to steal my money from me.
Well, that fear, it's inbred, right? And something, their fear of losing it, all right? The fear of sometimes they're afraid to even make it. This fear of success, they think they're going to be, up here to be greedy.
Okay, so I've had clients tell me, how do you know what you want, or how do you find a passion?
Passion comes from within. It can come from a desire, or it can come from an anger. Okay, my passion comes from the fact that I was angry that we weren't teaching kids about money in school. Get your girlfriends around you and say, what do you think I'm passionate about? Sometimes they know you better than you do.
Right, it's true.
But I released a personal success equation. It's your passion plus your talent. Because talent, my passion was lack of financial education. My talent was I'm a CPA. I had a lot of publishing experience, and I could mind that most of us stop there. But it's that power of association, taking the right action, and above all, having faith in yourself, having faith in what you're doing, faith that is needed and necessary, and faith that you will succeed. And when you align yourself to that passion, which is solving a problem or serving a need, it kind of takes you to a higher plane than your own individual needs.
It does. It's sharing your gift instead of saying, I need money from people. How can I monetize?
And that helps transform fear into faith. To worry is to pray for what you do not want. And it's all about fear.
Wow, it's to pray for what you do not want.
You're concentrating on the negative outcome. Let's concentrate on what I do want to have happen. And it's magical.
It is.
Because you start focusing on the positive.
So do you believe in affirmations?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone has no money, for them to write a check for $1 million, does that make sense, or is that too high, too low?
I don't think that's the right thing for women. It's the right thing for men.
Wow.
Because I think the vast majority of women want to be successful by being impactful on others. Writing the headline that you have impacted 1 million people instead of $1 million, that I think would be the affirmation that people would respond to.
Oh, that's fascinating. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
for this
you.
Time.
I'm just so proud of you, and thank you for doing this, because everyone watching, their life is better because of you.
Listening to Sharon was so empowering. There are so many takeaways for women to keep in mind. Let's do a recap here. Figure out where you are financially and what your goals are. Take a good hard look at your situation. Ask for help if you need it. A mistake is a learning opportunity, and difficult situations are not a definition of you. They're just an occurrence. Frame things in a positive, not the negative. Instead of, we can't afford this, consider saying, how can we afford it? Instead of, I need money, consider, how can I monetize this? It's not what you do for your paycheck that counts. It's what you do with your paycheck that determines your future. Finally, and most importantly, fear is your biggest challenge. Seek out tools and practices like Sharon's book to help you work through it and transform fear into faith. That's a key life principle. If you can transform fear into faith, you'll be able to manifest meaning and purpose in your life. It's a process, and you can begin at any moment. Just decide.